need to hear will hear.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Send some invites out for you.
Oh, thank you. And Brian Courts, thank you for joining. Miss America, thank you for joining. And James Simpson, that thing is never accurate at the top, but I want to thank you guys for joining. And before you start Narcastic, I believe you do know the subject. If you feel deep down inside that you are literally not choosing yourself, and this is a question that only you can answer, if at this stage of this situationship you truly feel you're not choosing yourself, I want you to put it in the comments. That's radical acceptance, being honest with yourself. Go ahead, Narcastic. I'm going to give you the floor.
It's hard when you're trapped in a web like that to first of all be able to even see straight, to understand that you have to make that choice. And that was hard for me to do that, because we genuinely, seriously love these individuals,
Yes.
The thing that the radical acceptance for me was, and I love that you use that word, and I'm going to call it that from now on, was that fact that I had to drill it into my skull that he did not love me, no matter how many times he said it or he would text it, that it was that they don't love us, that they came into our lives to systematically break us down and destroy us. And I don't understand how anyone could want to do that to someone. And but I started to see it, and the way it was changing me. And after I married him, people were noticing and sensing a shift in me and my energy, and like lack of sleep deprivation problems. And I was just like, and he had me running all the time. Like, I felt like I had a million things to do every day with him and for him. They do that to wear you down, so you have nothing left to give anything, especially yourself.
Yes, you're right.
And there's no peace. It's chaos. You enter into a chaotic way of living. And to them, that is normal, because their minds cannot slow down. They can't stop. And I've never met anyone in my life that had such physical tension in their body. Every single muscle of his body was wound so tight that a masseuse was like she couldn't even work his muscles out. Like, can you imagine living with that much tension in your body and in your life and in your mind, where you can't even relax? I can't even wrap my mind around that.
I still, again, it's making sense of something that will never make sense. And you talked about something that I think is important that survivors hear is, a lot of that tension comes from the multiple lives that they're living. The narcissist is actually living multiple variations of themselves to protect their mask and get unlimited supply in their mind. And that's part of accepting the fact, because many of you know that something is off in a relationship. You can't pinpoint it, but the way they're reacting around or acting around other people, it doesn't feel right. It feels off. Like, is there something going on with them?
How many gut instincts did you ignore? How many times did you have a gut instinct that you ignored? I had several, and I chose to. Especially when he said the words "I love you" and I didn't feel them from him, I was like, "Holy crap!" Like, I'll just love him more, and he's gonna, when he says it next time, I'll feel it. Oh my God! Like the things we tell ourselves.
Lynn, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming on to our panel. Today we're talking, and by the way, I got that term from Blessed 465, Radical Acceptance, and I adopted it immediately. I had to take the page out of her book because
I love it.
Yeah, it makes so much sense, and it explains so much what survivors go through. The denying what you went through. Again, we spend so much time their behavior, how they are treating us. Okay, think about that for a second. You're making excuses for how someone is treating you in a very bad, horrible, and poor fashion. Because that word that Narcastic just used, we want to love them. We want the best for them. And the best sometimes means, even if that means the worst for us. That's why you got to begin accepting this. Lynn, how you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Okay, I'm doing pretty good. I was excited to talk about this today. Choosing yourself, and why you must choose yourself, or you will stay stuck. What
It
insights
is
do
the
you have
best
on it?
and the hardest thing to do.
Hmm. Yeah, and remember, before you met this person, you constantly chose yourself. You constantly, this is how you elevate yourself. You chose the things you wanted to do. You chose the goals that you wanted to accomplish. You chose how you wanted to live your life. And I don't know how it happens to us, but this person, they blindside us. And then all of the things that you put value in before you met them, you don't put value in it anymore because it causes problems. It causes chaos. It causes situations that you don't want to deal with. So you soon find yourself dimming your light
You
just to make
centered
it.
your value around them, right?
Yes.
They make you that way.
Yes.
Literally, you want their sun shining on you because they had given that to you during the love bombing phase, and you're so desperate to get that version of them back that through the loop that they put you through, you want that feeling again, and they keep you chasing it. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Lynn, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, they do know exactly what they're doing. You can't get something back that was fake to begin with.
Thank you. Thank you. What's that thing?
She's in a bad spot.
What they say? Squeezing water out of a rock.
Hold on, I gotta get onto my Wi-Fi.
Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. So yeah, when we look at these situations, and thank you all for joining, I've got to ask you a question. And let's break down what it is that you need to do, what you need to do, what you need to adhere to get out of these feelings of withdrawal. Okay, so how many of you still check their page or their social media accounts? Let's be honest. I know there's only a few people here.
That's the one thing I refuse to do. That's the one thing I refuse to do. But I'll tell you how many times I read the text messages and the emails and all that stuff. I just can't look at him. I just can't. I don't know why, and that's good for me. I'm glad I can't look at him. And I've stopped, being as ritualistic with the reading of the text messages and stuff. That's starting to go away. But I think that's part of when you first leave them. It's only been 2 months for me. Part of the deprogramming phase and the decoding phase. Like, you literally have to undo everything that happened in order to process it. Yeah.
What about you, Lynn?
I blocked him on social media.
Okay.
But then he started following me back.
Okay. So you spend a lot of time blocking accounts that just pop up out of no place. Yeah.
And I just stopped responding to him, period. I don't even answer his calls. I don't answer his texts. I don't answer anything from him at all.
No, that's what's up. That's the best way to be. I'm glad that we're talking about this because I am still working on this course. No contact versus controlled access. Again, when it took me about 10 days worth of figuring out that, okay, I got to stop doing this, because anytime that I just saw their picture, and Google has this strange thing. They bring memories that you really don't want to see, pictures that you took years ago and stuff like that. I had to figure out how you can block that person out of those pictures coming up. Every once in a while they come through, especially if it involves the kids. But I found very early on that my nervous system would go haywire. I would see just their image and like my stomach started doing somersaults, and then my mind started playing tricks on me. I wonder how they do it. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, thank you for joining. And if I don't greet you, it's not because I think we're deep into this conversation. I think it's an important conversation. How many of you guys, even though you're out, you've got your own place. I don't care if you're in a shelter. You got your own place. You're away from your toxic abuser. How many of you still creep their social media? How many of you still actually say, hey, let me see what the hell they're doing today? and then I'm going to break down. Hopefully, you guys will comment. I'm going to break it down because I'm going to tell you. Here's the deal. Okay, I do have courses, and I'm not here to sell it. So I'm just going to put it up to show you that this is what I do on my free time. I try to find ways to help people break free from this issue. Okay. But what I decided to do is because there's so much on my site that is sometimes basically free and you will get clarity from, I actually just created a link tree. Okay. And the directions are just up in my bio. If you want to look, there are so many, you can spend about a day just finding resources that will actually fit your needs. Because at the end of the day, it is about you getting free. I don't care how you do it. It's about getting free, you know. And Narcastic, are you? I know you just came out of it, but is that one of your goals? Is to counsel
Oh my
and
gosh.
help people coach their way through this?
Absolutely. I feel like this was definitely part of the path that
Mm-hmm.
I've been, I think everything happens to us for a reason. And I don't regret meeting him at all because I had, like I said yesterday, a spiritual blind spot. Like
Okay.
I didn't even know this existed. And I've been enlightened now and, downloaded as much information into my brain in the shortest period of time from some of the best sources and resources. And I haven't met you yet. Oh, believe me, I would have been, way deep into your stuff because I just couldn't get enough. I wanted to understand what had happened to me.
Right.
And as far as the social media stuff goes, I don't have the willpower because to look at his stuff, I don't want to know where he's at. I don't want to know what he's doing, because I still feel like I'm still too close to that relationship to,
Right.
he emailed me and I'm not supposed to respond and I responded and they'll take any doorway, any window.
Oh my God.
Try to get back to you,
Oh my God. The manipulation in a brief text is amazing. Just to get you to respond, they will. I sometimes, because again, there's controlled access. I have children. So I can't just cut ties completely, but I can control their access to me. And a simple, request or a question for information will turn into this long thing with all the bullet points of, I'm going to need you to respond to this. You have to just look at it like this. Well, if it has nothing to do with the original message, I'm not going to respond. I'm going to actually call, hey, Jess, what's up?
Well, they'll keep you engaged
Yeah.
as long as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And that's just to have that access point back and to trigger you in some way, shape, or form. And his reason for reaching out to me was to spin a new narrative on me, and I finally figured it out. He's like trying to pinpoint and get in writing that I'm mentally unstable and want to unalive myself.
Right.
And if you see my Instagram and stuff, I'm out here living life. I'm
right.
Cool all day today. I was at the gym. I'm freaking like, people who want to do that aren't acting the way I am, and they're definitely not going on lives trying to help other people. Right. So yeah, he's coming after me. They're dangerous. He didn't want to contact me to tell me. The email said, "Oh, I love you. I just want to let you know I love you for as long as you're alive." And I'm like, that word is very strange.
Yes, don't they write stuff and you're like, what do you mean by that? I'm not laughing, but
am I gonna be dying soon? I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. Yeah, let me answer this before I let you jump in, Lynn. And thank you, Jess, again. Love you. Angel Ali 675, thank you for joining. I appreciate all of you. She puts, I had a relationship with someone for 13 years. I am hurt so much. What do I do? How do I get over it? Well, welcome to the other side of the fog. Let me just put you there. Everything has a beginning. Okay. Welcome to the other side of the fog. Like I said, there are so many resources online. There are so many creators. I'm going to just name them out because it's not just about me. It's about us healing. Okay. We've Told Me, okay, right here on TikTok. Clarity Over Chaos. Love her. Okay. Sinful. We just had the Nog up on here. So yeah, there are so many resources, but there's a blueprint up in my bio. You can take your time. Like I said, some of it has a course attached to it. Only reason is it's time. I only got the same 24 hours that everybody else has, but I still want to be of assistance. So there's a lot of free options. In fact, I think I want to do segments of one of my audio books if I go live this Saturday, where no more chains, how to spot, and survive narcissistic abuse. That was the book that I was writing while I was doing research, about this, and I kept all my notes, and I'm like, okay, let me combine all this, because if this information helped me, thank you so much for the share. If this information helped me, guess what? It could definitely help someone else. So that and follow Narcastic, follow Lynn, follow the people that you see on these lives that are resonating with what you're going through. I'm quite sure they have stuff on their page, because once you survive this craziness and you get into I want to help others mode, oh my goodness, you will you will try to give as much information as possible. Would I be right in saying that, Lynn?
Oh, yeah, that's correct. That's true.
Once the fear is gone, you get activated. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You get prompted into action to want to help others. That's how I feel. Because many people were like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, or you shouldn't try to expose him and blah, 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 because whatever. No, you should operate in silence while you're on your way out.
No.
If you're being called into doing stuff, if you're being called to do what this man is doing here, I think that you should do it and not be operating in fear that they're going to stalk you or whatever.
Well,
they want us in fear.
Yeah, and you know what? Your silence does a couple of things that people don't notice. It proves that to the narcissist that you are afraid of them. Don't get this twisted.
They have power over you.
Yep. Don't get this twisted. They are so scared of you, it's not important. And that's why they need you to be silent. Okay? Because the mask is all they care about. Okay? And your truth actually does a couple of things. It starts putting cracks in that mask. Okay? You don't have to address the smear campaign. Tell your freaking truth. It happened. That's like there's a solar eclipse tomorrow afternoon, okay? And everybody, most of the world is seeing it, okay? And the narcissist is going around saying, let's just act like this never happened. We're just going to act like this never happened. And they're doing that while they're actively smearing your name. You're just trying to unburden yourself with the truth of what happened to you when they're lying on you to protect their mask. Think about that for a second. Go ahead, Lynn. You was about to say something. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's true. I feel like they should be exposed.
Yes.
Regardless of the fact, because those people do some very hurtful things to people.
Yes.
Some people don't even come back from it.
They don't.
They're not even strong enough to handle it.
Yep.
So they need to be exposed. They need to be stopped.
Yep. Think about it, people.
Everywhere.
Go ahead.
I'm seeing people coming out of 25, 35-year marriages now. And a girlfriend of mine, through what I went through, realized that she's married to one after 25 years, and she's trying to plan her way out now. And, I wasn't in it that long. And, like I said, I'm 2 months into my recovery process. I can't imagine how long it would take for someone to come out of something that long to heal. Years? I don't know.
No, it was years for me. I did years.
How long were you married?
Well, I wasn't married to this one, thankfully. 8 years? 8 years of basically going overboard, dismissing my own health issues, dismissing. Yeah, it is a long time, but again, this is why I say that you have to choose you, or that you're going to stay stuck, because literally that's what happened to me. I kept on not choosing me. I kept on not saying, you know what, at the end of the day, I am important as well. At the end of the day, I deserve to be loved with at least the same amount of love that I'm pushing out there. I deserve that. But you stop doing that in the need to bring back basically what was an illusion that you saw in the beginning. And I'm going to tell you, it was an illusion. None of it was real. If you think it was real, let me tell you something. After you got free, after you got away, after you moved out, no matter what you did, how long did they think about you before they jumped on to somebody else? How long?
They were actually probably with somebody else before they even moved on from you.
Oh, of course. But that should tell you the levels of depravity that you're dealing with. Again, this person will act as if you never were on the same block at any point through all of those years. So if that's not telling you that you need to choose yourself, I don't know what else to say. This person forgot about you.
They will choose themselves every damn day over you.
Yes.
We'll put their needs before yours always.
Yes.
That's all they care about. So why can't we do it?
Yes. And then they tell you,
Do it, they call us out.
they call you selfish.
Yeah.
They call you selfish. But when you look at the relationship and take off those rose-colored I love you glasses, what you'll soon find is there was nothing poured into you. You've been walking around with sand in your cup because there was nothing that was ever going to be poured into you. And we have to start accepting this. I'm tired. You know what? I have to hold myself when I do these lives when people say things like, my situation is different. I don't think they're that bad. How do you put levels on evil? How? Explain that to me and I'll stop. I'll stop doing lives. I'll stop doing courses, books, everything. If you can explain, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They just can't see. They can't see it yet. I think, I could only see a little, and then once it started to unravel, and I could see more and more of what was really going on, like things behind my back and things I figured out, and like the shock factor. Holy crap!
Yes,
was unbelievable.
Ton of freaking bricks.
Wrap my mind around.
Ton of bricks. Hey, me. Thank you for joining. I see you just a year ago. I started opening my eyes more through support on here. That's, you know what? I'm going to tell you, between Lee Hammond and Weave Told Me was my go-to, as far as understanding stuff. And then there was a lot of research on my own, reading papers, basically diving deep into the theories of Carl Jung, even though he didn't call it narcissist, but he did talk about the dynamic between empaths and the other side of empaths. But yeah, we will find that there is so much information out there that if you're in doubt, there's nothing wrong. Thank you for sharing that again, Narcastic. If there ever is a doubt of where you stand in your relationship, again, confusion should never be a factor in a loving, fulfilling, caring relationship. Never. Right. What did you say, Lynn? Right?
I said right.
Yeah. I get it. We go through rough patches because we didn't grow up together in the same house. So there's certain things that there's going to be a little bit of friction. But for a loving, caring, fulfilling relationship, there should be, thank you, Me63, there should be the willingness to work it out. Because you have to look, well, I have this problem. We don't agree on this. It could be a bill. It could be child raising. It could be anything. We don't agree on this. So you have a little spat. You give each other the side eye for a couple of days. But there comes a point in that loving, caring, fulfilling relationship where you decide that the relationship is more important and maybe we need to work on coming to an agreement. This will never happen with the narcissist. Another clue that this person doesn't have the best interests of not only you, but the relationship in their heart.
Oh my God, the unresolved conflict and the word salad.
Oh.
And the text that would go on for hours while, oh my Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And they wear you out.
Yep.
You will be so dead after all that. Just exhausted.
Go ahead, Lynn. I'm sorry.
My husband would say, "Oh, why do you hate me? You're the problem. You're the issue. You're the one who's causing all this drama and chaos. But I hate you."
When the reality is they hate you.
Hey Scott, you want to come up?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring Scotty in. I sent him an invite. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't like me anymore. I don't know. I don't know, Scott. What's going on with you, bro? But yeah, and let me ask you guys another question. Who feels, and this is one of those honest questions that only you can answer. Thank you, Wante, for joining. I think I got that right. Yeah, I invited you in, Scott, but you didn't accept the invite. I don't know. But let me ask you a quick question. Who feels, again, one of those deep reflection questions, who feels that they can't let go? And this is a real question. There it goes. I see you, Scott. Who feels that you can't let go? Okay. Thank you for the repost, Narcastic. And Scott is here. Hey, what's up, bro?
I'm finally here.
Okay, that's what's up. I'm glad that you're here. I like you guys being here. Wante? Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay, Wante. Well, what are your thoughts on that? Do you?
Wanda, what are you tapping on, dude?
Huh?
I'm using a 2-finger tap, the power tapping.
Oh, okay. Ooh, look at you, power tap.
I feel it. I feel it.
I love it. But let me ask you, and let's go around the circle. During different phases of us breaking free from the trial bond, what did it feel like? I guess on a personal mental level, when you felt as if that you could not let go.
Remember yesterday we talked about, last night we talked about what happens when you actually leave the narcissist.
Right.
About the grieving process.
Yes.
And then there's a withdrawal process.
Right.
And not being able to walk away and leave the relationship alone is part of that withdrawal process.
Right.
So you just basically, you have to work your way through it. One of the things that I did when I was in the process of getting out is whenever I came in contact with him, because he would say some awful things, and something started telling me, journal everything that he says.
I love it. Same thing
on those days that I felt like I was going to make that call or try to go back, I would go back and I would read that stuff, and it would remind me of what I was dealing with.
That's deep.
Yes, and then when they come back and try to flip the narrative, you have the documentation.
Find tools that work for you.
Yep.
You have to find tools so that you can stay safe and stay out of
that
relationship.
But
that journaling has helped me a lot.
Very good. Very good.
I wrote a whole grief journal. Like, rather than texting my ex-wife, like I blocked her on everything, and I legit wrote a grief journal rather than talking to her, because like I need to say something, and I was writing everything down.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a journal also.
Okay, good. I'm lazy. I just hit record on my phone. I think I did that for the last 3 months. And would actually, when the gaslighting, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I just wanted to touch on what everybody's saying and teach you guys the tool that I use, because I'm telling you that journaling is powerful, and it's going to need to be utilized later, because they are going to come back and try to switch narratives and do things like what's happening with me. And so what I started doing was taking each day and uploading it to like an AI. Either I was using Meta AI or ChatGPT, and it started, and I asked it, will you be able to remember that we talked about this tomorrow? And it's like, well, just ask me to start building a timeline and I'll remember everything.
Right.
And I'm like, really?
Right.
So the AI taught me how to do this. And it built an entire PDF file that I can bring to court with me.
Oh, wow.
If anything ever happens. It is such a powerful tool. And so I recommend anybody listening who's trying to get out of a relationship, document absolutely everything.
Yes.
Daily, just screenshot the text messages. It will decode the text for you. It will keep records for you. It will keep dates and times and what was said. And boom, like when I was going through like trying to get out of the relationship, my mind was a mess.
Yeah.
You know, they affect your brain.
Yeah.
You can't think straight.
Yeah.
I mean, even today, I'm still having issues with that. You know, the guy asked me what I was picking up today, and I'm like, I have no idea. Like, literally.
Wow. Yeah, those blank moments. And no, I've experienced that, and that's because of how they frick with your brain. And Jess agrees.
It's proven scientifically to absolutely alter our brain chemistry, our brain chemicals, our hormones,
Our
and our cortisol levels.
Yep.
And so I'm still trying to normalize. I woke up at 3:40 this morning, and I've been up since. Like, I'm still trying to get there. Be patient with yourself.
Yes.
Recovery is a very slow process.
Yes.
Love yourself. Be kind to yourself, and give yourself grace.
Yes. Yes. And thank you for that tip, because Jess actually says that she agrees with you. She thinks it's a great thing. And we all use ChatGPT and different AI programs. It's just that OpenAI is one of my favorites. But we have to start using it smarter, not harder. And what Narcastic said is a very, very good idea, because it's going to keep track. And there's actually there's actually a way that you can use. In fact, I actually have an app on ChatGPT to help people get through the trauma bond and heal. I spent like a couple of days and I built it out, and I'm happy with it. But you can definitely use these things to help you figure things out if you're confused. You know, it's a large language learning model for a reason, you know. Yeah, Narcastic says it's a powerful weapon to heal. And just I turned in my victim impact statement Tuesday. It was tough, but I did it. Very good. Very, very good. I mean, so you guys that are in here are getting it. You're getting it. You believe it or not, as scared as you may feel, as dreading the fact of going through the trauma bond, this is the first step. It's taking these small steps towards your peace, towards choosing yourself. What do you guys think?
Just remember that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Everyone in this room, at least everyone on the panel, survived a crazy situation.
Yeah.
You want other people to get out too.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I think all of you guys are amazing. Because it's hard. One of the first stages that I often tell people that I've actually done Zoom meetings with, one of the things that I tell them, you know, because one of the first things they say is, I can't tell anybody. The reason why I'm doing this is because you understand or you're going to listen, you know. And the narcissist believes it. Now, again, this is why we find these people to be so nefarious, is because they plan this on purpose. They plan this methodically on purpose to keep you silent, because the first time that you go to somebody and you get the response like, man, I don't want to hear this no more, you just need to get over it. Just another chick. There's 9 women for every man on this planet. Why are you focused on this one? Well, because this one hurt me to a level that I've never been hurt before. And they did it on purpose. And for women, it's the same. This is the same thing. I can't speak for you. I got to speak for myself. But you know, when you speak to guys, we don't. You know, nobody says, "Well, tell me more." You know, how did it make you feel? You know, I got you, and I don't need them to give me advice. Sometimes it's just the ability to unburden.
There's someone to vent to.
Yeah, well, not even vent, just unburden.
Just unburden, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and
all this stuff alone.
Right. You get tired of hearing "just get over it." You get tired of hearing, "Oh, you just ran into a toxic one." No, this goes deeper than this.
It's not just a divorce. This is like a war.
Yeah.
And it's surreal. is not normal.
Yeah, let me let you guys go through this because I got to answer something over here because I actually do this on FB and YT at the same time. So go ahead, you guys, please. Your insights are helping me.
But yeah, this is not just a normal breakup.
No.
It's not a normal divorce. It's not normal like falling out.
Right.
They try to end us. They try to put us in the ground. They want us to just disappear.
Right.
Because we don't tell our stories.
Yep. And like many of you were saying is that this helps nobody but the narcissist. Thank you, Quentin, for the likes. You know, it helps nobody but the narcissist.
Right. They want to destroy us to the point where we have no voice.
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
And again, notice that while you are going through this process of basically trying to forget this person, while you were going through this person, your mind trying to let go, this person just moved on. All right.
Yeah.
It's your problem to deal with. Even though
yesterday's trash.
Yep. Even though they caused the problem. They're just going out there, it seems like, living their best life, which is another blow to the survivor.
Everything about them is a lie.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, because for me to be married to a man for 37 years, and they treat you like they just met you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't even feel like wifey treatment.
Right.
You can tell the difference.
Right.
You can tell the difference.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
They treat you more like an enemy.
Yeah, because you are. Believe it or not, you are. Yeah.
They are so angry that you have seen them with their mask off.
Oh, you want to heighten the abuse? Let them figure out that that's going to hide. That's going to take the abuse to a new level.
Yeah.
Actually, if you see this crack right here, my ex-wife broke my cabinet because of craziness. Because they're nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I had to fix it.
Well, thank God you fixed it.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
And once they see you peep their game out, they get explosive. I mean, they explode, they holler, they yell, they scream. I mean, and you're standing there looking like, I can't believe it's like.
They throw a tantrum and they're adults.
Yeah. And you
2-year-olds and they're like 30 or 40 or 50.
Yeah. And you don't know where the tantrum is coming from. It's like it blindsides you. It's like, what the hell are you upset about? You know, what happened? What did somebody forget to tell me something? You know, and then you see the erratic behavior because once the mask cracked, they panic. Let me explain this to everybody. They panic. Okay?
Yes.
Because now they hated you before, but now you're public enemy number one. So you will go through insane phases of 1 minute they're yelling at you, then they'll come back into the room and want to give you a hug. And then before they get out the door, they want to yell at you some more. And then they want to devour you. This is how you know the fear level that they have of you. Huh?
They want to put you off kilter so you're destabilized so you don't come after them.
Well, when you first see through the mask, that is actually damage control. They're not thinking straight. That's damage control. That's let me devalue you a few times and then let me if I love bomb you, that's what's going through their head because they need to get you back in line because they can't take the chance that you're going to go out there and tell anybody exactly who they are.
They want to confuse you more. They want to gaslight you some more.
Yeah. No, Castic, you've been quiet.
With the love bombing, they can show up with something, and if you don't accept it, they go from being a loving person to they just flip out.
0 to 100. 0 to 100.
And then once you don't accept that love bomb and they flip out and they leave, trust and believe me, things are gonna get 10 times worse for you.
Oh yeah. Oh
yes.
yeah.
They only get worse. They don't get better.
Because they feel they're losing control.
Yes.
Narcastic, what are you gonna say about this? You still with us? Okay, Lynn, what do you have to say about this?
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I think that you would think that they would have some type of remorse or some type of care, but they don't care. The only thing they care about is being unmasked.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's it.
That's all they care about.
That's it.
They don't
That's
care
it.
about hurt their feelings. They don't care about none of that.
Yep, that is it. She says her mic isn't
Even
working.
their apologies are facades. Their apologies are just there to manipulate you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's
They just say if they're sorry just to keep just to shut you up.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Everything they do nice is to regain access.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Go
Everything
ahead.
they do is with strings attached.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Everything
hey,
they do is with strings attached.
hey, Marie. Hello. Thank you for joining. I
Can you
appreciate
guys
you.
hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I just want to say that the smear campaign did not start when you broke up with each other or you discarded or whatever. It started months before.
Yep.
Like the minute I mentioned to him, right? The minute I mentioned to him that I was like, wow, what a narcissistic trait. Because he, we were having an argument and he wouldn't take any accountability, and that's all I said. That was the first time I'd ever mentioned the word, and that was the beginning of the end. And so he started segregating his family conversations and friend conversations for whenever I wasn't around.
Yep.
And he started building his story with them in the background. So just know they're talking about you
Yep.
already.
The mask.
Still together.
The mask
They're
must be
already
protected.
framing you as the- yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you guys one thing. They've been planning the discard since day one.
Yeah, it's part of it follows the same cycle.
And they know it. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come in, take this person,
Right.
rob them, steal from them, traumatize them, and try to end them. But I'm leaving.
Yeah, well, you have to remember, again, this is why I tell people you have to start choosing yourself. You have to remember narcissists are the only people over the age of 25 that enter into relationships with an expiration date. That's always part of the plan. They don't
Every
come.
relationship is
Huh?
has an expiration date.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Narcastic?
I said it's sad. I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't help for the feeling sorry for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
sad way to live
Yeah.
and die that way.
Well, you can feel sorry for them. Again, I go back to the series I used to do, healing with peaceful choices, healing through peaceful choices. You can feel sorry for them, but at the same time, you can feel sorry for an alligator that didn't eat that day. You're not going to jump in the water and go console the alligator. So you can feel sorry for them, but don't let that put yourself in danger. Don't let your feeling sorry for this person. Right. Don't take away from the person that you are. Hey Takima, thank you for joining. I
They
appreciate you.
studied you, so they know how to pull on your heartstrings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They weaponize our empathy against yourself, so don't let them do that.
Right. And let me tell you guys something before I give you guys back the floor. I'm going to tell you guys, if any of this is resonating with you, if you find that maybe you want to go deeper into choosing yourself, Scott does coaching. I have a complete blueprint in my bio, and I can't wait till you get started, Narcastic. I can't wait, Missy. But yeah, want to tell you, do you do any coaching or outreach?
I've been thinking about it.
Okay.
Haven't really
Explored
made
it.
my mind up yet, but I've actually, my life has been a living testimony.
Okay.
And I tell you, God has really been after me because there's actually 2 books that I have should have finished writing by now.
Okay.
I have a lot to share, not just about narcissism, but yeah, I got a lot of T-shirts that I've earned.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've actually thought about trying to get into, trying to be there for other people and
Okay.
to help them, but I just never really figured out, how to get it up
How to
off
do
the
it.
ground and get it going.
Well, hopefully your higher power actually gives you the blueprint. Let me just tell you something. Resistance is futile. Almost like Moses
Yes.
found out. If I tell you to do something, you're gonna do it, or I'm gonna make it that much harder until you do it.
Harder.
Yeah. Hey, Lynn, what you got going on? You've been quiet for a couple of seconds.
I don't mind talking to people. I'm not saying that I'm a coach or anything like that,
Right.
but if people need to talk or vent or just get some stuff off their chest, I don't mind talking to people
That's what's up.
because
That's what's
maybe
up.
I can help them in some way.
Yeah, no, that's a great thing. That's an honorable thing, Well, I find that, as the more that I do in this, I guess I'm going to call it an arena, the better I feel about myself. There are literally days where I'm just like beat to hell, but I'll just get up. I think the other day, the 8 o'clock live, I had like a little stomach bug going on, and I said, I got to do this. I said I'm going to do it, so let me just go ahead and do it. I think once we walk, and I'm not trying to get religious here, but I think all people are put here with a purpose, even the narcissists.
Right.
Everybody has a purpose. Sometimes the narcissists or people that just rub us the wrong way in life is just the lesson that we need to understand ourselves better. And
I love that.
oh,
Absolutely.
and when we walk in our purpose, not only are we giving honor to our higher power for putting us here, but we are helping the rest of humanity. And through Carl Jung, I think it was important because I actually stumbled on his stuff by mistake one day. When I started to dive deeper into the whole empath concept, I was like, okay, these are the chosen ones. These are the ones that are going to make lasting change in this world, in this society, in our families, And then I figured out, well, this is kind of important, and maybe this is my purpose, is to help people get out of this. I don't know. That's just me thinking out loud. Let me ask you guys a question, since we still got, at least 10 people in here. Let me ask you guys a question. I want you to be honest. How, if you've been awakened to the fact that you might be in a narcissistic dynamic, how are you choosing yourself today? That I think that's an important question because we sometimes forget to choose ourselves. Thanks for the likes, me be me 63. How are you guys choosing yourself?
Yeah, what are you guys doing for yourself rather than serving the narcissist?
No, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be, believe it or not.
It can be like, oh, I watched my favorite show tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
Anything.
Yeah, it can be anything.
Anything
Hey.
that you want to do.
Right. Hey, what's up, Angel?
Your life.
Yeah.
I listen to. I mean, I just focus on me. I just look at a lot of comedies.
Okay.
I laugh a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I go and take walks at the lake. I just focus on me and do things that I love.
Yep,
Beautiful.
they make me feel good. Yep.
Exactly.
What about you, Wante?
That's amazing. Just do that. That's
Wante,
how
what
you
about
get
you?
out.
Sometimes you have to do things by force. There's been days where literally, like you said, Minister, you feel like you've been chewed up and spit out, and I have to force myself. But it's that discipline in choosing myself and making sure that I am, feeding myself correctly, making sure that I hit the gym, making sure that I don't call in sick to work and go do all these things.
Yep.
And that's a reward system in and of itself. And then on the days that you do feel good, you're just out there killing it.
Yeah.
You're like, woo, like you felt today.
Yeah.
There's good days and bad days. You're going to have a lot of ups and downs when you're coming out of these things.
Yeah.
Recovery is not linear.
Yeah.
It is long.
And me 63 says her focus is on no contact. I'm focused on my future. I'm moving. I'm figuring you said moving forward, but yeah, I think that's a great thing. And I'm going to look at this, and thank you, Divine, for joining. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good starting point. Preserve your peace. You know, you don't, just like parties, you don't have to go to every argument that you're invited to. You don't. And while I was still there, that's one of the things that I had to decide. It's like, I'm just because you gave me a ticket to this show, that doesn't mean I have to take the front row. And it takes work. It takes work to ignore this person that is pulling out every freaking button that you've given them to push.
Exactly.
It's hard, but you can do it.
And NA, you got to work your program. Period.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, Minister.
Mhm.
Like, we need to have steps of recovery too, just like they do. I
Mhm.
think that's important. So I wanted to ask you if that's part of what you've been working on, or you have completed something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Something that can be taught to the group and that we can help teach others.
Right. I do have a course, the 7 steps. The 7 is basically, I should have called it the 7 non-negotiable steps to breaking free from the trauma bond. Break free from the trauma bond in 7 steps. I'm thinking maybe we can do a workshop, one day. Maybe we can schedule out a workshop.
That would be super awesome.
Yeah.
I would really look forward to that.
Yeah, it would be very, very helpful.
And we also, like I said, the audio books, this Saturday, if I go live this Saturday, I will be just taking maybe a chapter from No More Chains, How to Stop and Survive Narcissistic Abuse. Just to listen to one chapter and then discuss it. It helped me. I tend to create things that have helped me. It might not be the perfect path, but it's a starting point.
It's tempting.
Yeah, it's a starting point. And you have to take what's useful for you. So, yeah, a lot of people say, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Everyone's different. Everyone has their
right.
You're right, 100%.
Right. So it's options. It's options. As they say in that song, everybody has options, but it's a starting point. So I find that a lot of people that are going through this, they run into one thing, and they say, you know what, this didn't help me one bit, and then they give up. They throw in the towel, but it doesn't work that way. You're going to have to, it's just like finding a therapist. Just because they're a therapist doesn't mean that they're the therapist for you.
It doesn't mean they're a good fit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you have to experiment with different things. So a lot of people, and if you follow that thing in my bio, there's actually coupon codes and everything else. Just ask me, for whatever coupon code I have. If you decide like, okay, well, listen, I like doing his lives, but there's something that I want to talk about that, I don't want to share publicly like that. I just want a one-on-one. That's a choice. That might be something that might work for you.
No, like Minister has one-on-ones, I have one-on-ones.
Right.
We have the whole community.
Right. If you take a course, there might be 8 steps that you need, but I got 7. So we can knock off those 7 steps, and then you can go ahead and, find or hopefully create step number 8,
I can't wait. I'm excited.
But some people,
I'd love to get into that.
Oh, awesome. But some people look at things like this, courses and stuff like this. I'm one of those people that, when I was doing photography, when that was my thing, I would take courses, because somebody actually has been doing this for a while, so I would, the investment versus the return on investment piece for me is actually a good thing. It really is. Not being stressed out. Already, you see, I got no hair. No, I shave every day. But you see, so there's options, and like I said, not everything is a paid entry. Some of you guys have been financially abused in these relationships, so I have free audiobooks. I have the Path to Empathy. I actually have a guide.
Yeah, you have free videos too.
Yeah. And I actually have a guide for, if you go to my YT channel, there's actually little micro doses of breaking the trauma bond. I actually have a book on how you use AI to heal. So, and that's free. All you got to do is put in the time and decide that you're going to do it at the end of the day. But enough about that stuff.
Resources are available.
Okay. And I'm still in the home. My Mr. Passing, it is time for me to, well, yeah, and I'm sorry for your loss. And I say that a lot of us say, my narcissist is going on. It's the empath in me. Don't take it the wrong way. It's just my natural response. I really feel that even though they may deserve it, I don't think anybody should be taken out of this reality, at all. But at the same time,
which is why you're an empath and not a narcissist.
Right. Yeah. Narcastic says you are your own investment. Invest in your recovery. Yes. Nobody else is going to invest it, and damn sure the narcissist ain't going to help you get over them.
Yeah, you have to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Have some empathy for yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. You be that source for yourself, because they just wanted to drain you, and drip you, like squeeze you dry.
Yep.
So you've got to start pouring back into yourself every single day.
Yes.
Even when it's hard, even when you don't freaking want to get out of bed and go and do it. And I promise you, it's a reward system in and of itself.
Yeah.
And you
I don't even look like the same person.
First.
Yeah.
I look completely different than I did this time last year. Like, the before and after photos, you guys would be like, what?
And let's
Same
talk.
Here. We all went through our physical
transformation. Let's talk about that for a second, because this shows you the seriousness on. Narcastic has talked to you. Give me stories that I'm like, wow. But let's talk about how dangerous narcissistic abuse is. It affects your health. It does. I'm going to pass it over, but I'll never forget the time. You know how bank windows had that reflective glass? I'll never forget that I walked past a bank window and I actually backpedaled, looked at myself, shook my head, and literally asked myself, what the hell happened to you? So yeah, why don't you guys, let's start with Narcastic, go to Lynn, Wante, and then Scott. And let's talk about how the narcissistic abuse actually affects us on more than just a mental level. So I'll let you start it off, Narcastic. Okay, she passes. Lynn.
How did it affect me?
And share what's comfortable with you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Good. I was stressed for some months. I was stressed for like 3 months. I woke up one morning and I had breakouts everywhere. And I was trying to figure out, like, what the heck is going on? And I'm like, and I was changing my soaps. I'm like, okay, but then I realized that I was stressed. And I realized I did not recognize myself. So I realized a change needs to happen, and it needs to happen now.
Right.
So I had to make a decision. I had to choose me over him, because of the fact that he doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about what I'm going through. He doesn't care about anything that has anything to do with me. If it doesn't benefit him, he don't care. So I was like, I had to choose me. So I had to make a decision, and I made a decision, and I chose me.
Okay, good. Congratulations. I love that. What about you, Narcastic, since you fixed your mic?
Oh yeah, I didn't even know I was muted.
Okay, it's good.
Question, I couldn't understand.
How did narcissistic abuse affect you physically?
Oh my Lord! So I have never had eczema. I have eczema all over my face, around my eyes, everything. Like, I was posting on my personal page on TikTok showing the people that have been following me for. I'm like, look at what's happened to me. Like,
oh my God.
The physical manifestation of the poison that they deliver to your body is just insane. Not to mention the physical risks that you're being put at without even knowing you're being put at physical risk, because they're out there doing things with other people without your knowledge. Like, that scared me to death. I ran to the doctor. I was like, I need to know I'm okay.
Yeah.
They're
Very
so
true.
dangerous, and they're sheep's. They're wrapped in sheep's clothing, and they try to appear so humble and and so giving and kind to everyone around them. Like they have everybody fooled, including me. I was very fooled, very deceived.
Mm. What about you, Ante? You must be muted because your thing is just blinking.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah, well, I mean, share what's comfortable with you, but how do you think narcissistic abuse affected you physically?
It it affects you like from head to toe. It really does. Even from your hair falling out, skin issues,
Mm-hmm.
medical conditions like I have like thyroid issues. I have a thyroid blood pressure. Not even let's not even talk about your mental. You're just like a nervous
Right,
wreck,
right.
easily startled, very panicky, and then some nights I would wake up and in the middle of the night and my heart would just be just and I would have to sit up in the bed and put my feet on the floor and just get myself to focus and look at things around me so that I would know that I'm okay.
Right.
I mean, you are really like shook from the inside out.
Right. No, thank you for sharing that. What about you, Scott?
When I went through my situation, first of all, I had no idea what narcissistic abuse was. We all was in the dark, right? I was suffering from extreme anxiety, extreme depression, extreme confusion, and I actually gained like 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
My skin looked like horrible. I looked like I was like in my 40s or 50s when I was in my 30s, and it was like insane because it attacks your body on so many different levels.
Yeah. And once you get out, exhausted all the time. I was always so tired.
Oh, I was tired. I couldn't sleep. Because they're the masters of sleep disruption. They do everything in their power to mess up your sleep patterns.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In 3 days with no sleep. Back.
And Tracy, thank you for joining the panel. Would you like to add on and give your thoughts about how it affects us? Tracy, you there?
Tracy, are you with us?
Okay, maybe she had to go get coffee because I'm gonna have to do that myself soon. But yeah, I literally had this thing and I couldn't figure it out where I would be typing or using my mouse and my fingers would just start just jumping. And I had no clue what was going on. I actually went to a neurologist, and they set me up with scans and everything else, and they really couldn't find anything. However, one day, about 2 months after being out, I noticed, I was like, when I grabbed the mouse, that finger, and that's a pain in the ass. This finger on the mouse is a pain in the butt. And then I noticed it wasn't happening anymore. And then I had to realize what the common denominator was. It was this person. This person was freaking with my nervous system so much, and
I was just going to ask if you thought that was the nervous system deregulating.
It was, and I think, and this is where I learned that I needed to not buy into chaos parties. One time we were outside, and I mean, they just started pushing all the buttons, and I'm responding, and it's getting louder and louder. And finally, I walked away. I don't know what happened, but my hands just started itching like crazy. And it felt as if I had touched poison ivy and started playing basketball with it. Yeah.
That's your cortisol. That's a histamine response.
Yeah. I'm putting alcohol, the alcohol wash. I'm washing my hands constantly, and it went off. What was the common denominator? You're sitting up there going back and forth with this person, Okay. And it kept on, it was a miserable feeling. It went on for like a half an hour. I don't know if anybody's ever had chicken pox. It was that feeling, and I could not get to it. I'm like getting ready to uh, get a razor and scrape my skin off because it burns, the itching burnt so much. But, and Ann
So
says,
glad
yeah,
you brought that up because that happened to me after I ended the relationship. I had that histamine response. So I'm glad to know that that's a common denominator between us.
yeah,
It helps me a lot.
yeah. It's and Ann puts yes, and Divine as well said yes, and Ann says yes, and thank you for joining. Yes, that happened to me, and then mine bloomed up. Yeah, I was just trying to stop the itching. I don't. If it would have ballooned, it could have turned literally into a basketball as long as it stopped itching. But this just shows you how dangerous this dynamic is. It affects your body, as Wante said, on so many different levels. It's not just your mental. And this is why you need to start choosing yourself and find a way out. And by a way out, that means that you have to stop putting your focus on this person. Again, if you listen to any of us, there's always one common denominator: the narcissist.
Yes.
Hey, thank you, Honeybee for 713 for joining. Yes, I was clumsy, felt like my equilibrium was off. Yes, I can definitely understand that.
Oh
The-
yeah, I forgot about the migraine headache. Oh Lord have mercy. They were awful.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I get it, people. It's hard, but until you choose yourself and do that thing that they call, radical.
Choosing yourself is the only way to survive this.
Right. But that radical acceptance, I
You
get
have to
it.
accept the situation you're in. You have to
Right.
accept the narcissist for they are a narcissist. They
Yeah.
are a psychopath. They're a
Yeah.
sociopath.
Yeah,
They're an abuser. Get away from them.
yeah. And I get it. It's hard. I do. I get it. I'm not going to tell you that it was easy for me. Like I woke up one day and I said, okay, I'm healed. No, it's hard because, again, I have to constantly say this. Your love was real. Your love for this person was real. That's okay. We're going to mute Tracy. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, we find that our love is what's keeping us hooked, and it's all right to love this person. I get it because what you gave was real. It came from within you. You didn't manufacture it. You didn't make it up. So that's real. But this person you need to detach from, and the only way you're going to detach from them is when you decide that you're going to accept the fact this person never loved me. Their very actions,
And you have a lot of love to give. Now pour that love into yourself.
right? And their actions pre your escape and post your escape are proving it to you every day.
Yes.
They prove it to you. There's no way you can ignore the fact.
On their craziness.
Yeah, and
Down on their craziness.
if a person has been telling you up until a month before you broke up that they love you, no matter how randomly they do it, and then they move on with another person within literally 24 hours after the relationship is dissolved, how much were they really thinking about you? How much did they really care about you? But yet and
They're
still,
thinking about you. They're planning your demise.
Yes.
Especially if you're the one that left.
yes,
And cause
Yes.
narcissistic injury, or even worse, if you cause narcissistic mortification, you better
Yeah.
watch out because they're going to come swinging.
yeah,
That's
they are.
what's happening to me.
They are. Thank you for bringing that up. And this is another important reason why you need to, I guess, as they say in the military, keep your head on swivel.
And document.
Yeah,
Absolutely document.
you have to, because I'm going to tell you something. Just looking at, when you look at all the evil, that-ish crazy stuff that they did to you throughout that relationship, where do you think that they're going to draw the line? See, this is why you need to start choosing yourself. If they went out of their way to do basically anything that they could do to hurt you, where do you think they draw the line? Where do you think they're going to stop?
When you're in the ground, like Scott said, when you're in the ground,
Right.
or
Stop saying dead,
they
Scott.
physically access
Because
you,
they're going to drop you
they
down.
go after your job, they go after whatever they can.
I'll be in
Yeah.
until you're dead.
Yeah. Please stop saying
You
dead.
don't want to fail. You don't want to be a loser. So
Right.
you want to keep doing it until you're done.
Well, that keeps their mask in control. Because you have to remember they've been telling tall tales about you. Anybody that will listen, they've been and they need to be proven right. So when you start thinking about yourself, you do a couple of things. You make all of those stories make no sense even to their flying monkeys. Okay, because they're telling flying monkeys to go ahead and follow you so that they can report back to them so that they can see just how unstable and obsessed you are. Okay. Once you start not focusing on them, guess what you don't look like anymore? You don't look unstable or obsessed. You look like a person that's picking up the pieces and intentionally putting their life back together again. Think about that for a second. So I tell people it's constant, unless it affects your pockets, like your job or your business, don't answer the smear campaign. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of oxygen, and it's a waste of just your
And I want to touch on the fact
that
the friends that you had in common that fell for this, or they went for the smear campaign right out the gate, they even questioned you.
Yeah.
They were never for you to begin with.
Oh, hell's no.
Period.
Hell's to the no.
Also, it's important to cut them off too.
Right.
Have no contact with them too.
Right.
All flying monkeys have no contact.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, part of the reason why they're called flying monkeys, and I get this for people that are just coming up the fog, it's kind to, I guess, certify who's a flying monkey or who's not, because we're talking about mutual
Sometimes
friends.
they'll take your entire family with them. I've seen it. I've heard the stories.
Yeah.
Where people are like, I can't even talk to my own family anymore. They've turned my whole family against me. It's insane.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Honeybee said, let me just get to these real quick. I'm so sorry. Honeybee says, Divine says at Honeybee 713, yes, endless calls, text, DMs, catfish accounts, harassment. Yeah, that's actually again, narcissists, they're kind of spineless. They're not going to take a charge. Check your state and local laws is that you can actually do it through ChatGPT. You just have to fact check. That is a form of, I guess, cyberbullying or cyber stalking. Yeah, it's a criminal offense. And I find this very much with women. My stuff is all over the place. I've been doing projects since name a year. So my stuff has always been public and all over the place. I'm not going to close down my accounts just because somebody is paying attention to me, that I don't want paying attention.
Live your life.
Yeah. So with that being said, check your local laws, because this could be a way to get them to stop. I mean, because, if people start commenting on your stuff and, it's not hard to get a subpoena to figure out who this fuzzy face account is. It's really not that hard, especially if they're saying things that only a person that knows you would be able to say. Again, you shouldn't have to, I bring this to your attention. Even if a relationship doesn't work out, in a loving, fulfilling relationship, you shouldn't have to have this post breakup. You shouldn't have to even worry about stuff like this.
Yeah, you shouldn't have post separation abuse.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason why I tell people to go no contact is because I think somebody mentioned this earlier, how I think it was you, Narcastic, how the texts are construed so as to set you up, or was that Lynn? The text is sent to you to set you up, because
Paper trail.
right. So they know, again, you've given them all the information about you that they could possibly need through that relationship. So they know what's going to trigger you. So they send you.
Because I had documented, I could go back and with AI actually disprove where
Right.
he was at the time, and like the whole story got knocked out. So
Right.
when he tries to like push that on me, I can prove that he's full of shit.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. No, and you're right. You have to. Again, a lot of this goes away once you pull yourself out of the fact of you still believe this person really cared about you. And again, I'm not trying to mess up anybody's relationship. Don't take my word for it. Do your research. I'm just telling you, if your research brings you to the front of the ranch and there's a big neon sign that says they're probably a narcissist, well, now you need to move accordingly. You know, and yeah, you're right, Narcastic. Thank you for answering, Honeybee 713. It is hard not to care. I get it.
Yeah.
Good.
One of the things that I noticed that was hard for me when I was getting out, like I said, when we was talking about earlier about like letting go and those type of things. What you have to realize and what made me stronger in this situation is that I had to realize who and what I was dealing with. And so once I began to remind myself that, hey, this person knows you inside out.
Yep.
Your narc knows the empath. He knows his empath inside out.
Yep.
So any and everything that they have done to hurt you is intentional. Everything he's done to me is intentional.
Yep.
And so once I began to get that to stick in my head, it was easier for me to stay away. You have to realize that they're not just willy-nilly just out here just doing stuff.
Right.
They know you inside out and out.
Yep. They know your fears, everything.
What would upset you and what would hurt you.
Yep.
They know these things.
I'll be honest with you guys. I was holding on pretty hard, ruminating and all of that stuff until the last reach out where he did the 9 emails and he started bringing my life into question and my sanity, and that smacked me right over the head into blocking him everywhere. And I made like my personal social media accounts private because I don't want to let him even be able to look at me, have access to what I'm doing every day and stuff. Like that all shut me down. That closed all the doors immediately. I was like, boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
I shut it down. And, that was a dangerous position to be in because, you still have that door cracked open. You're like, oh, you want to peep in and talk to me. And they know how to play with you. And it scared me enough to turn to the other direction. But it still doesn't make it any less hard than it is every day, still being just 2 months out of the relationship or whatever.
Right.
But I did want to mention to anyone who is listening, I have my attorney do this, and I recommend it if you are going to get into a divorce agreement. Do have a no contact, no slander, no blackmail clause added to that paperwork and make them sign it, and then you can have it enforced through the courts.
Yep. That's very good advice. Very good advice.
A lot of people don't think of that.
No, you don't. You're right. And let me just get to Divine. She says, I can't get over the future faking. I mean, the whole thing was fake, and then he wouldn't get going. Well, future faking is part of their, I like to call Felix the Cat bag of tricks.
That's to keep you on your line.
Yeah. It does, and it works very well. Because it gives us that thing that keeps us stuck to them. It gives us hope. It gives us hope that person is coming back. So you'll hear things like, oh yeah, if you're engaged to this person, oh yeah, I can't wait till we get married. Mine's, they just lost their engagement ring. To this day, I'm still trying to figure out a woman that completely loses an engagement ring, and then tell me later that, oh, I forgot to tell you. But that's another story. But yes. Huh?
They're the masters of taking their rings off. So
Right. And any excuse will do.
Manipulate other people, I should say.
Right.
We as women, we cherish those rings. We cherish the rings. So,
I know.
Yeah, that was intentional.
Yeah, that was intentional. And I don't think if I would have noticed it, nothing would have ever been said. But this tells you the lengths that they will go to, okay, to make your life miserable and protect their mass. I think it was not somebody had mentioned the walking ahead thing. That was so frustrating to me. You know, I don't know who mentioned it.
That was me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That walking ahead thing used to frustrate me because it's like they're like in a race ahead of me. We're walking to the store and they're half a block ahead of me. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not going that way. And why are you walking so far ahead? Oh, you know, I'm just following you. Well, how can you follow me if you're in front of me? You know, make it make sense.
I have a question.
Okay.
Does anyone else disagree with calling it a personality disorder? Because it's so much deeper than that. It's every single one of them. All of these, I call them meat suits. You know, all of these different meat suits all throughout the world are running the same exact programming, and they're all walking ahead of us, and they're all saying the same thing, and they're all doing the same exact thing to each one of us. That's not a personality disorder.
They're demons. They're demons.
Oh, yes.
They're demons.
The red and blue pill videos.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a demonic entity manifesting through different flesh all over the world.
And that is.
He was watching those videos all the time. The red and blue pill videos.
Well, I like the Matrix. I like the Matrix. But the Matrix, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. That you bring that up, and Lynn, I'm going to let you speak because you haven't spoken in a minute. But the red pill, blue pill thing is basically we can actually equate that to survivors, what they go through. Okay, the blue pill is the comfort. It is the fact of something that is familiar, no matter how chaotic it is, even though that you know that it's wrong. Okay. Right. So the red pill is the truth. Like Neo said, only take this if you want to know the truth. And Morpheus said that. But anywho, you know, so we need to start taking that red pill because the illusion is what we're holding on to. The person that we met in the
beginning. Shove the blue pills down our throat. The narcissist.
Yeah.
Here, take all these.
Exactly.
Go back to sleep.
Exactly. So, you know, I see what you're saying, Wante. I do. Yeah. Lynn, what do you have to say? You've been quiet over there.
Oh. I've gone through all of that, going to the store and he's walking, and I didn't realize, I didn't know. I mean, I was dumbfounded to the fact that I had no clue to what was actually going on. I just thought he was trying to get to where he's going. and then at one point, I call him out on it, and he's in front of me, and I'm like, I'm calling his name. I had to call him like 3 times before he could answer.
Oh, and they don't hold the door for you. They do not hold the door.
Oh no.
For you.
Oh no. Oh no.
I remember walking with my ex-wife and she just walked away from me. Like, we're supposed to be walking together. Why are you walking away from me?
Yeah. And Divine put something very important. They never act like that at first. Notice that. And you are completely right. They're holding your hand walking because they are actually embedding you to them. They are making you feel, because these are the things when they walk ahead of us, you're saying, damn, we used to walk hand in hand, swinging hands. I'd hold you around your waist, you hold me around mine. All that just stopped. Now you're in a race to save the world ahead of me. You know, it's done on purpose. It's done on purpose because they are training you, Narcastic says, yes, to bind you to them. And what they're doing is they're training you to remember those times in the beginning. They're making those beginning times as intense as possible because, again, they're going to follow the same format. Idolize, devalue, discard. Happens the same way every time. Every freaking time. So they need you during the devalue stage while they're milking the last little bits of supply out of you to hold on to hope, to hold on to their potential that they can return back to the person that you knew. That person.
I love that you brought up because they weaponize hope against us.
Yes.
And
That's why they don't give us closure.
and they get the same exact pleasure out of making you feel amazing as they get the same pleasure out of making you suffer.
Yeah.
Like any reaction you're getting them, whether it's an amazing reaction or an explosive reaction, they are getting off on it. Like they enjoy it. That's what they're there. That's what they're after. You know, it's all supply, whether it's positive or negative. It affects them the same way.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect us the same way.
No, it doesn't. But
and also to create a trauma bond, a lot of them have a same savior complex. They hurt you, and then they save you from that hurt, and then they say, "Oh, I saved you from that hurt, but you're the one who hurt me."
yeah. So
the hero complex.
yes.
Yeah.
So me be me. Let me, and I'm gonna let you guys take this. After my busy work and I'm relocated, how do you trust again? This is a big thing with survivors. The need to trust
Start
again.
trusting yourself first.
Okay. Okay.
How relocated are we talking about? Me. How far did you get away? I mean, that's awesome because the more distance you can put between them, the better. The ex that came before me with my past relationship that just ended, she's literally been vaporized off the face of the planet. She left her massage business. She left the state she was in. She left her, like, you cannot find this woman anywhere. Her social media ended when their relationship ended. She's nowhere to be found. And that's the way to do it. If
she did a John Wick. I love that.
Reach you again.
Get her in this live.
She's gone.
You know, hold on 1 second before you guys move forward. Thank you, Cozy Moha, for joining. And she says we're going to get back to Me Be Me, but she says that happened to me. You're beautiful when you first begin a relationship, and that's what I remember. Yeah, that's definitely the trauma bond, Cozy. Thank you for joining. Let me get. I think there's one more down here. Sayona Smith, thank you for joining. They also will turn into the victim to protect their image. Their image is everything. It is everything. And Me says she's moving to a gated community and a condo. Congratulations. And Devon says, yeah, I realized his ex blocked, deleted, removed social media, so he must have did it to her. Wow, that's crazy. But let's get back to Me Be Me. I think that's an important question, the trust thing. How do we deal with trust after surviving narcissistic abuse? Because it that's the one thing that can make you be like Mulder from the X-Files. I trust no one. It really can.
It causes paranoia. Yeah, you don't trust anybody around you, really. Like, if someone wants to be your friend, you're looking at everything differently now. You're looking through different lenses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing a whole scan from head to toe.
Wow. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Start trusting yourself first. Like, learn yourself, learn how to love yourself and have some boundaries. And from that, the people will surround you and you'll learn how to trust you again. But you have to trust yourself first.
Yeah, don't rush into another relationship. Try to heal first. At most, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to advise you, if it's possible at all, do not have your driver's license updated with the new address. Try to put things in someone else's name, like the utilities and whatnot, because you don't want him to be able to get you the new address. And they're very resourceful.
Yeah.
I promise you, they know what they're doing and they know how to find people.
Well, they've been doing it their whole damn life.
On these types.
They've been doing it their whole life.
What?
They've been doing this their whole life. I mean, it's not like they have another hobby.
You gotta act like the CIA is taking you out of the picture.
Exactly.
And going undercover.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're obsessed with every single supply they ever had.
Yeah. So, as far as the trust thing,
He will stop you. He'll be driving by your house, whatever. He knows where you work.
yep.
An
And
hour away is nothing.
oh no. And flying monkeys, again, they're always there, just like they were in the Wizard of Oz. They'll go great distances to tell the narcissist what they need to know. As far as trust, this is one thing that's always bothered me because I had a really hard. I became almost antisocial. when I first started healing. And I started to notice that, yeah, some people were pieces of that brown stuff on the stick. Some people were like that. But there were some people that were actually pretty cool. And I was just pushing everybody away. You know, I created a rule because since I studied this so much, I created a rule where you had to literally, before I decided, oh, you're another one, you're a narcissist, it was, and I'm not even talking about relationships, meaning romantic. I'm talking about just people. The rule was, you had to meet 5 criterion before I just like cut ties with you. Um, yeah, so trust is hard, and then the relationship aspect, you have to remember this is why you need to heal. You thought the narcissist was your soulmate. I get it. You thought they were the one. You thought that you were going to ride off into the sunset with them on the horse next to you. I get that. And I think when we come out of these dynamics, we feel that, well, my real soulmate done found somebody else, and it makes no sense to even look or reinsert myself. No, be you. I'm not saying you have to go out there and date, but keep your options open. That's why you have to get them out of your head. That's why you have to free yourself from this attachment because, yeah, no, you're not going to go in 24 hours like the narcissist didn't find somebody else. But there's somebody out there for you that is willing to give back the love that the narcissist took advantage of.
Yeah, and you don't want to give them the broken version of yourself because
yes,
a relationship is going to leave you in a certain state.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to do what he's saying here and choose yourself. Yeah. And start pouring into yourself and learning to love yourself and figure out who you are. Yeah. Because you lose yourself in those relationships. Yep. And you lose the things you were passionate about before. Yep. And you're going to rediscover new things that you want to do too. Yes. So focus on you. And then, once a healed version, comes about, then that's going to attract the right person towards you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the narcissist wants you to be isolated even after the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
They want you to not trust anyone.
Yeah.
They want they want their victims to be so scared of the world that they refuse to live.
Right. That's part of the destruction. Thank you for the follow, Cozy. I appreciate you. And you can come up if you want to speak. Is this you? Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Yep, that is okay. So I'm gonna follow you back.
We have a new one. Yay.
Yeah. So let's see if he wants to come up. But yeah, and again, this is why I hate to keep on saying it over and over, but I want you guys to remember that you have options. Hey, what's up, Jose? Thank you for joining. I'm doing pretty good.
Welcome.
I'm in
Okay. Well, you can mute yourself, and if you find a time that I don't want you concentrating on this while you're driving. I want you to stay safe. But you can mute yourself, and if you feel you want to jump in, feel free. I think I'm going to be on here for a little bit longer. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. Plus, we don't want to know where you're going. Okay. Hold on. Let me go ahead and mute him. There you go. Okay, you can unmute yourself when you're ready or you're in a safe position. Yeah, I think.
Sorry.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
That's me plugging my phone up in the charger.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And what I want people to do is, if you're in this room, if you stuck around this long, what I think is important that I suggest that you people do is take one small step to choose you. Yeah, go up, look up in my bio, see if I got something for you. But make one intentional step to choose yourself. I think Scott said it earlier. Set a boundary. Set a boundary. Say something that I will not accept today. And it could be on all levels. It could be work. Don't, do a realistic boundary. Don't do something crazy. Just, common sense, human. because you have let another person override your boundaries for how long? Okay, so
Complete sentence.
yeah, so that's a great first step. A second step is, and I think somebody else, I think it was Lynn, do something, or was it Wante? Do something that you actually gave up, because I guarantee you, there was something that you love to do that you gave up because you got tired of the pushback from the narcissist. And the only reason they gave you pushback was because they couldn't do it. So if they couldn't do it, why should you be allowed to do it? Go back to that. You know, do those things that actually bring you joy. It could be singing in the damn shower. Do it. And don't give two F's what anybody else thinks.
Whatever makes you happy, not someone else.
Right.
Makes you happy.
Right. And another thing is, just, I believe in mirror work. I think it works psychologically. I don't know why, but it does. When you're getting ready in the morning, or when you're getting ready to end your night, go in the bathroom. Even if you live with a narcissist, go in the bathroom, stare intently into your reflection in the mirror, and say, I'm going to heal. I'm going to reclaim my peace. Say that 10 times. After a while, your subconscious will actually believe it, and you will be pushed towards healing. Lynn, what did you want to say? I see your thing lighting up.
I say, get out of the house more. Don't just sit around, feeling sorry for yourself, or, get out of the house. Go to a movie.
Yeah.
I love going to karaoke.
Okay.
Go to karaoke.
Okay.
Go out and do something.
Yeah.
Do something constructive.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't sit around and waiting on this narcissist, because you're gonna just shrivel up and die if you keep waiting on him.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. What do you have to say? I don't think you're trying to on this, Wante. You were charging your phone.
I do the same thing, choose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've been living a life where you've been choosing this person over you for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I used to say to my husband before we separated, I said, you know what? I have changed so much because I kept trying to fix the relationship. And I've changed so much till I don't even recognize my own self.
Oh my God. I love that. I love that.
You have to choose yourself. There's nothing wrong with choosing yourself. And I am enjoying, let me tell you something. I have a 3-bedroom home now by myself. I have a cat. I have 2 cats and a dog.
Oh.
And I tell you, this is the most peaceful time I have had in 30-something years. It's crazy.
My God. Oh my God. Well, I was going to suggest that we do this live at your house next, but that was my next suggestion.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
I'm enjoying myself, and I'm not going to let nobody make me feel guilty because I'm choosing me now.
That's right. There you go. There you go. What about you, Narcastic?
That's a huge blessing. I think that's awesome. And I'm experiencing the same. It's the loss of self-willpower that you have to regain back, the drive. I noticed that I had a really low, personal drive when I first left the relationship. Like I said, I had to do everything by force. I was fighting to get myself back. I'm still doing that every day. You just have to choose that fight.
Right.
And with all your might, and all your willpower, try to get all of that back. And every day it just gets better and easier, and you get stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Guys, I mean, we've actually covered a lot. So let's put a couple of things I think are important in the lens of radical acceptance. Trauma bond is actually an addiction cycle. Okay, you are going through withdrawal. The beginning was once you first got introduced to this thing. Okay, and you are literally, I think they used to call it in the old days, chasing the dragon. You're trying to get back to that initial rush that you got the first time this substance came into your life. Okay, that substance being the narcissist. They played a very good game. They had you believe that they were something that they were not. They data mined you to get all the information that they needed to get you hooked, to get you strung out on them. Okay. Part of breaking the trauma bond is like with any other substance, admitting that this is a problem. This is screwing up your life. This is hurting your potential. This is ruining the person that once was before you got introduced into that substance. So you've got to accept the fact that you were addicted and you're in withdrawal. There's nothing wrong with that.
You
Okay.
have to go clean.
Right. You got to get clean. There you go. Now, the third and most important part, and these are the first three modules, okay, in the course. Okay. The third and most important part, you have to start separating fantasy from reality. You have created this fantasy. Yeah, they gave you the fantasy, but in your mind, you created it. That's what you're holding on to.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what you're holding on to. You, not them. They're not holding on. They let go. Right. If you're in the devaluation stage or the discard stage, they know this was a fantasy. You're the one that's holding on to it. You are holding on to this thing for dear freaking life. And that is what is destroying you. Yes. So you have to start doing a couple of things. Instead of romanticizing the good times that basically was all you. I'm going to be honest. You got to be honest. It was all you. You put in all the effort. You planned it. You made it happen because you're trying to fix this person and the relationship. Okay? Once you start looking through the lens of reality, the fantasy starts to dissolve. Then you go back up to the top of the range. You go right back to the withdrawal and the addiction. Once you separate fantasy from reality, you no longer need that thing. You don't need it anymore. So you guys have to. You really have to decide what's more important. Fighting for something that is never going to fight for you or fight for that relationship or fighting to reclaim the greatness within you. It's a choice thing. It's always choice in this reality. You know. With that being said, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and take over because I talk too much.
Well, we like hearing you listen. That's why you're here.
I guess.
First of all, everyone in this room is amazing. So thank you for everyone in this room.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, what are we going to tell people as survivors? What are we going to tell them? The first thing they need to do today. We're going to start with you, Scott. One thing they need to do today.
Separate fantasy from reality.
Okay. Thank you.
That person wasn't the love of your life. That person wasn't even like a traumatized person.
Mm-hmm.
That person was a toxic abuser who tried to end you and still wants to end you. And will always try to end you.
Okay.
Radically accept that fact.
Okay.
And just focus on the facts. Because that's the best way to heal.
Yep. Okay. Let's go up to Lynn.
Say, put yourself first. No contact. Because these people are never going to change and they're going to take all the energy that you got to give.
Okay.
And establish boundaries.
Yeah.
And practice self-care.
Yep. I love it. What about you? I don't know if Jose is someplace. If he is, he can unmute his mic so that I know someplace where he can talk. But let's go ahead and move up to Wante.
Yeah, I'm with Scott and Lynn as well. I mean, you gotta get rid of this fantasy out of your head, and you have to realize that you're never gonna experience what they showed you in the beginning ever again, especially once the mask come off.
Yep.
Choose yourself and set boundaries.
Yep. I love it. Now cast it. You're muted.
Okay, I say the radical acceptance is definitely the most important thing. Is realizing that it was an illusion and that the person that your love was real, but that they never. That was one of the hardest things for me was that they never cared about me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's hard to accept.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but as long as you can have and say those things to yourself every day. I love me. They did not love you. I love you. I'm going to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
You're number one today. Get your butt out of bed. Do what you need to do, even if it's just the smallest little thing.
Yeah.
Every little win matters.
Yep. Thank you, Caitlin. Chris.
All accumulate
I'm sorry.
into what you're going to become later.
Yep. You're right. Caitlin's Crystal, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Jose, you here? What's up?
I didn't even know an avoidant was a thing until I dealt with one.
Okay.
It was beautiful in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
She led me on thinking that she cared, and I don't think she didn't.
Okay. No, thank you.
So the most hurting part about that is, you've been with somebody for a while, and you find out that they don't actually care about you.
Right.
That's the hurting part. It's different. This is different from a normal breakup.
Right.
I've been through breakups before,
Mm-hmm.
but this is totally different.
Right. It is. So let me ask you a question. And again, I don't know what stage you are in your healing journey, but the question that we just posed is, if you could give one piece of advice for someone suffering through this, what would you suggest that they do?
I just say work on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Work on yourself. Try not to focus on what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a hard thing to do, but you have to self-reflect about, and work on yourself.
Yes.
That's the only thing that's important.
Yeah, that's what's up. I love that.
You gotta know self-care.
Yep, I love it. Thank you so much. I think this conversation has been going, and I appreciate everybody that's taking part. And I think strangely enough, this allows us to sometimes work through things. Even me healing from this. I'm going to be honest with you, is definitely going to happen, but there's always little micro things that you have to sort through as you go through it. Just like that whole withdrawal thing. I don't know if anybody's familiar with like AA meetings and stuff like that. Yeah, there's people that's been like 10 years sober. You know what I'm saying? But every day there's a new challenge. In the digital world that we live in now, it seems like the internet wants to set us up to lose. It feels that way sometimes. Because like I said, Google was a pain in my butt because it's showing me pictures from 5-6 years ago. I don't want to see those. But my healing has come to the point where I can just close out the window and just go about my day. But there was a time in the beginning that wasn't possible. That would send me into a tailspin. And this is why it's important that we are there for each other. We are offering solutions for each other. Okay, and I need to go delete them all, the wedding, everything. Yeah, and the strange thing is, a lot of those pictures, that come up, I actually took because I'm a photographer. I actually had a studio in Burlington before COVID. So it's hard because my first instinct was, okay, this is what I created. But at the same time, it's like this holds a lot of pain. So there's just so much that goes through the minds of survivors. Why we need to find ways to be supportive of each other. Why we need to find different ways to heal. We always share different creators that helped us get through it. That's a great thing. You know, we share resources that not just my resources, but I talk about Carl Jung all the time. Dude, he's not even around and he doesn't know how much he helped me understand this, and most importantly, deal with learning about why did I get trapped up in this. Understanding that. Understanding yourself is just as important as understanding what the narcissist is. Because there's a reason why you got trapped up in it. And it always points to the fact that you're an empath. Hey, anybody? Because I'm going to be a Dan Downer in a second. Anybody want to talk about anything else?
But by understanding ourselves, we become undefeatable.
Right.
Become unconquerable.
Right. What are you saying?
Once you have solid boundaries, solid self-care, and solid self-love, narcissists will run away from you with fear.
Yeah, definitely. Narcissistic.
That's part of winning, and they don't want to see you winning. So every day that you are making those tough moves that you don't feel like doing, to add to that win is, that's you defeating them.
Right.
And what I was gonna say was, I need to delete those wedding photos and videos because it wasn't real. That was
right.
There was no covenant made. There was no, you know what I mean?
Right. No, I understand
Completely.
I
So I need to go get rid of that today. I'm gonna do that as soon as we hang up.
Okay, that's what's up. What are you saying, Lynn?
I said I did that. I went to I deleted every photo, our wedding photos.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to my trash and made sure I permanently deleted them.
Okay, that's what's
so
up.
I can't go back and get them back.
There you go.
I deleted everything.
There you go. That's radical acceptance right there. Hey, Jess, back in.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that hurt me so much because I take wedding vows super seriously. And the fact that everything was a facade, I was like, this is insane. And this person is not even the person. Right.
Exactly.
Jose, what you got?
It's diabolical to do to somebody. It's a diabolical thing to do.
It is. It's demonic. It's free. I can't say that enough. You're dealing with a demon. Huh? Are you? I'm going to mute you, Jose. Jose's making transactions, so I'm going to mute you, buddy. There you go. What did you have to say, Wante? I'm sorry. No, nothing.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was eating something.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to realize that, even though you've taken vows with this person, but at the end of the day, God never called us to be doormats to anybody.
No.
We're not trash cans. We're not where you can come dump your trash.
Mm-hmm.
We're not any of those things.
Yep.
So, on that note, you have every right to get out.
Yeah, you do.
To get out.
Absolutely. It was transactional. God's like gone through this with me. He's like, yes, I'm the same as Scott. I take marriage wedding vows very seriously. Yes, it is a covenant that you make with one other person in God. And no, if the other person's not making a godly covenant, then that's null and void. It wasn't even a thing. It didn't even happen. Like spiritually, it was transactional for him to gain access. So that's why. Wake up call.
No, that's
it was a fraud from day one.
Yep, and that I think on that note, I'm gonna kind of end this, but what Scott just said, that thing, it was a fraud. So I think we need to, when we get up this call, I'll be back at 8. We'll do part 2 of this, but I think we need to actually start dismantling the fantasy, and moving forward with reality. I think that would be the best thing that we can do for ourselves as people with all things. There's, again, Santa Claus was kind of cool when you was little, but sooner or later you had to get rid of the fantasy and figure out that, Saint Nick doesn't exist.
Santa Claus is not real.
Will you stop doing that, Scott? Please don't do that, Scott. No, he's not real, Scott. He's not real.
But
But
you know what though?
what?
You brought that up, and it reminded me when my girls was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 6 girls.
Oh, that's
The
beautiful.
3 older girls messed around and told the 3 younger ones that it wasn't a Santa Claus.
Right.
When I tell you, they all was crying and boo-hooing, and it's comical, but you know, that you actually tie this into being with a narc.
Yep. Yep.
When you realize what they're doing is not real,
Yep.
that tears you up.
Yep.
I mean, my kids were bawling, crying. They was upset.
Yeah.
Yes, I was upset.
Yeah.
Because when I realized, you know, that this is not real.
Yep. You're right. You're right.
Assad is a fraud since
Yeah.
day one.
Anything you want to close out with, Lynn?
Did you say me?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything you want to close out with?
Just establish boundaries.
Yep.
Refuse to give them power.
Okay. Okay. And what about you, Narcastic?
No, I think I've hit every point I need to hit. Just
Okay, because you know we're back at 8. We're back at 8. Save some ammunition.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Save some ammunition. Cozy, I'm gonna unmute you. Well, I'll see you at 8. Okay, I'm gonna see you. I'm glad that you joined. I'm glad that everybody joined, and hopefully we were able to give everybody just a wee bit of clarity on the situation. How you doing, Blessed? She just joined in. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be back at 8, and we're gonna dive deeper into this, and we're gonna help somebody get out of the fog, and then we're gonna feel good about it. But we're gonna help somebody get out of the fog. So with that being said, Minister Robinson, Church of Real Talk, founder of the Now Movement, no other way but forward. And I want you guys to stay powerful, keep healing. And the reason why I do everything I do, love you guys. Have a great day, everyone.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.